NASCAR is getting rid of the 550 horsepower package, and Honda Performance makes an interesting post. All that and more coming up next. So NASCAR has been testing the 670 horsepower package, and they seem to be happy with what they see. In fact, Bob Keselowski said that this drives more like the 2005 cars than anything he's driven, I guess, since the 2005 cars. So he is super happy with it. And of course, the fans are going to be real happy with the 670 horsepower package. And the big thing with the 550 package was it might bring other manufacturers in. Well, Steve Phelps has talked to some of those other manufacturers, and he said that will not be a problem if they go to the 670 horsepower package. In fact, he said, I would say that we are more than likely going with that number across all of our tracks. We've still got a few boxes to check post-test here where we get together with our OEMs just to confirm that that's the direction that we want to go with. But everything we've seen so far tells us that that's the horsepower we want to target and go with. So like I said, the 670 package, more horsepower is better in my opinion, and it looks to be a little bit harder to drive as you had a few drivers spinning out. But the fact that Bob Keselowski likes it, a guy that drove that 2005 package, that seems to be a thumbs up good sign, especially if you liked that 2005 style of racing. So literally right after I saw that news, I was scrolling through social media and I happened upon this Honda Performance Development Team post where they are looking to fill a few positions. It says, Honda Performance Development, a leader in motorsports racing, is expanding and seeking several highly organized and detail-oriented engineers, technicians of all levels to join its racing program. And then you see it's listed, they want engineers and technicians, and it's basically to, build an engine, and there will be some type of electrification to that engine because they want electronics engineers. Now, clearly, you could brush this off and say that this could be for anything. Obviously, they're pulling out of F1, but they could be, trying to get their IMSA effort going. But I think Chip Ganassi has that under control. So if they were going to another motorsport, what would that motorsport be? I feel like NASCAR would be an obvious fit, and obviously they've got interest in NASCAR if you watched any of my other videos, because if you watch NASCAR on any given Sunday, there is always a Honda commercial, either for their power equipment, and sometimes it's actually on the car itself. There is the Honda power equipment sponsored car that you see in some of the races, and they do sponsor the Rev Racing, the development program for NASCAR as well. So Honda is big involved in NASCAR, and it would not surprise me if they weren't doing this to come to NASCAR, because in 2024, we know that NASCAR is going to a hybrid, probably, engine in their Cup cars. So all of this would line up with Honda being another manufacturer that might be looking to come into NASCAR. Now, of course, this is all speculation, but I found it sort of ironic that the same day NASCAR says we're going to the 670 package, and we've talked to other OEMs, and that wouldn't be a hindrance for them coming into the sport, that Honda releases this statement. Because here, I'll just lay it out the way I see it. When you have these development programs, it's usually led by one person, and that one person picks their team. So for them to put something like this out, they're not necessarily looking to fill all these positions, because the person in charge of it probably is going to want to fill these positions with people that he handpicks. This is more of one of those things a company does to sort of put feelers out to see, how interested people are in Honda developing an engine with electrification and, stuff like that. So I think this is more of an exercise, and you'll see political people do this sometimes too. They'll throw an idea out and see if it catches on. So do I think Honda Performance has a problem filling? No, they would love to work for Honda Performance. There are crazy Honda fanatics out there that would love that job. So, I don't think they would have any problem, finding people to fill those positions. So I really don't see why they needed to post that on social media, other than they wanted to create a little bit of a buzz, and, well, I think they did. And a few news tidbits before we sign off here. Our Motorsports has filled out the rest of its 3-car roster for the Xfinity Series. It will be Jeb Burton, Anthony Alfredo, and Brett Moffitt. So that's a pretty stout team for Xfinity. They're looking to take the next step, it seems like, to make that a more competitive team. They've got some very solid drivers there. Drew Blickensderfer has left Front Row Motorsports to pursue other opportunities. Sort of kind of interesting. To me, this seems late in the game to be leaving, but he doesn't, at least recently, he doesn't seem to stay anywhere long. So Drew Blickensderfer on the move again. And finally, a little bit of sad news. Bob Keselowski, Brad Keselowski's dad, he used to race in the truck series, drove the 29 Mopar car, pretty famous, or truck, pretty famous scheme, heck of a race car driver, tough guy. Some people remember him from the Carl Edwards, Brad Keselowski incident. That was Brad Keselowski's dad that said, he's not going to keep wrecking my boy. I'll get in my car myself and take care of business if I have to. He has had a 2-year battle with cancer, and that battle is almost toward the end. And you just hate to see that. But I wanted to share a quote from Norm Macdonald, who recently ended a battle with cancer himself. Norm Macdonald had a joke that went, "I hate it when people say he lost his battle with cancer, because if I move on, then the cancer is gone as well. So I feel like it's a draw." And the way, at least, I don't know Bob Keselowski, but he seems like a tough guy and a fighter. I feel like this is a good quote for him. He's not going to lose it. It's going to be a tie. They're both going to, leave at the same time. All right. I hate to end once again on a sad note, but that's how we're going to do it. If you got anything in the comments, leave it in the comments. If you're not subscribed, feel free to subscribe down below. And other than that, thanks for your time. Peace.